back again for part 2. So, we had a pretty good stay at the Raven Lake cabin, and we packed up and headed down, made it down probably about, I guess it's 3.5 kilometer trail down to the Raven Lake parking lot. Pretty uneventful, and of course there's nobody parked there because the road was washed out. That's why we had parked at the lower Grizzly Den parking lot and done a circuit. Anyway, we get to the road, we start hiking down the road, and so I'm walking basically on the right side of the road. My friend Dang is walking on the left side of the road. I'm carrying my own pack, a big pack, and Dang has his own pack. My son Sam, who's about 5 at the time, he had a little pack, but he asked me to carry it because our dog Grunt, the long-haired German Shepherd, was kind of trotting ahead of us. He was wearing his pack, and so I carried my son's pack, and he goes to chase the dog. And this was like maybe, I don't know, maybe a kilometer from the Raven Lake parking lot. And it was early spring, but there was quite a bit of growth, undergrowth. There was this type of plant that looked almost like a corn plant. It kind of had a long stalk and big, kind of broad leaves that came off the stalk. And there was a lot of those in that valley, Creek Valley. They were on average about 6 feet tall, and just a wall of them on the side of the road. And so anyways, my son is about 35 feet ahead of me, and the dog is about 30 or 40 feet ahead of him. And the dog pauses, hesitates, and sniffs at the side of the road, and those weeds, whatever they were, they just kind of burst apart, and here's this massive grizzly head right there, big as the biggest pumpkin I ever saw, like massive. And we all freeze. And it's crazy how time kind of slows down when things like that happen. All the thoughts that race through your mind, and a second takes a minute, it seems. Anyway, we're all, what's going to happen next, and the dog kind of runs to the left and heads down the road away from us, which was a really good thing, because I had heard many times that a dog will quite often run back towards its owners in a bear encounter and bring the bear right amongst you. And anyway, that didn't happen. This dog was smart enough, or whatever, just luck of the draw the way it worked out. He headed down the road away from us and led the bear away from us. And the bear scampered out behind him and was chasing him. And while the bear was chasing him, a cub ran out from the same trail that the sow grizzly, it turns out, had emerged from. And the cub was just bouncing along and kind of looked at us and just veered off into the bush and took off down to the right towards the creek, away from us. And good thing, I guess, it was about a 200-pound bear. And so the sow grizzly, she's big. She's as big as 2 full-size kitchen stoves, range top oven. She's as big as 2 of them together. She's 600-700 pounds. She's chasing my dog, and she cuffs him, slaps him with the right paw, and he goes spiraling through the air. He flies 30, 40 feet easy before he hits the ground. And, I heard him yike. Now, he was wearing his pack, and there was some things in his pack, sleeping bag, some dog food, some, change of clothes, whatever. His dog food bowl, maybe a fry pan. Anyway, I think that actually saved his life. But anyways, he went flying, and And then as soon as he recovered his feet, he kind of was running around trying to avoid, being killed by the bear. In the meantime, my son is like way too close to all this action. And my friend, Dang, Vietnamese guy, he's yelling, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. He wants me to shoot the bear. But I've only got a .22 Magnum. It's just not a bear gun, not in any stretch. I don't want to antagonize this thing, and so far it's, it's not a good situation, but we're not in immediate danger. So I says to my son, and I use, kind of my authority voice, like, Sam, come to me, because I kind of want to get him closer to us. Just felt like the right thing to do. And I guess the dog thought I was calling him. So Sam comes closer to us. The dog comes back towards us, and the bear's right on the dog's tail. And so then this massive grizzly is right amongst us. And it bounds up to me, and it's like, bounds up to me, comes within like 3 feet, probably 3 feet. And I'm shooting. By this time I'm shooting. I put a few rounds into it. And I know I hit. I could see fur coming, flying off the animal as the bullets strike, and I can hear them striking. And the bear turns to its right, which would be to the left of me, and bounds up to my son, and like I'm shooting as fast as I can. I mean, if I had a penknife, I'd have been poking this friggin' bear with it, right? Because I'm terrified my son's going to be killed or eaten or both, right? And it bounds up to him, almost touches his nose with its nose, and stops, and then spins around and heads off into the weeds, same direction the cub went. And, throughout all this excitement, I'd managed to take my pack sack off, but I hadn't unhitched the waist belt, but I had the arms off, so I could manage my gun and shoot, because, I was kind of trying to take my pack off while the bear was chasing the dog around. I must have fired, I found out later that I'd fired, I think 6 rounds. Like, all this happened so fast. Like, I don't know what the actual passage time was. Like, it happened very quickly. I bet you the whole thing was under 20 seconds. No way it was half a minute or more than. My dog was pretty sore after. Like, if he wasn't wearing a pack, I'm pretty sure that hit would have killed him, tore him in half. The claws, I'm sure, would have just, he probably wouldn't have survived that. I think that the dog helped save our lives, like just the combination of things. The fact that we were kind of in a group, and the fact that the cub left, I think that also was a really big factor to why things didn't go as badly as they could. Now, I used to carry a large Bowie knife as well whenever I went in the bush, just like in case like a bear jumped on me or a cougar or who knows, right? But after that, I got a 12-gauge pump and started running slugs and SSGs, and oddly, I never had another confrontation with a bear after that, of all the trips I did in the bush. Not like that anyways, just such a random encounter. But I'll tell you, after that, like, I was shaking. Not at the time, but after. And I had nightmares for a long time about how that could have went. And there could be a part 3 to this, because there's more things about this trip. But I'll just leave it and see what the interest level is. That's all for now.